Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Instagram at Unique Yet Connected. You are now listening to episode 61 of Unique Yet Connected podcast. The theme for this episode is how to hold on to your relationship in the time of differences.
When a couple have children, it opens a can of worms concerning the importance of the differences in the value system and beliefs. There are few other situations where the counter-dependent tendencies of this phase become so blatantly visible.
Hello, brilliant souls in and around the world. Nolitha Fenton is my name, Dolokas is my clan name, and this is episode 61. A warm welcome to Unique Yet Connected podcast. And as always, Kinga and Nika on the other side of the virtual. Over to you, Kings.
Thank you, Noli. Hi, Nick. Hello, dear listeners and co-editors. I am Kinga Sinaitu.
Thank you for joining our movement of translating this wisdom of systemic family constellations into a practical language that all of us can easily understand and, most importantly, implement in our daily lives. We are still on the counter-dependent stage. In the previous episode, we delved into the differences between couples and the dynamics within the family. What can couples do with the differences and how can they go about creating an aligned value system? I know there's no recipe, Kings. However, there must be something that can help couples create a unique recipe for their unique relationship.
When a couple have children, it opens up a can of worms concerning the importance of the differences in the value systems and beliefs. There are a few other situations where the counter-dependent tendencies of this phase become so blatantly visible. For a parent, it is natural to want to give the best possible upbringing to his children. But what does the best actually mean? It means that you want your children to be raised according to the values that you consider to be good values. And as happens, you tend to be quite stubborn about your beliefs of what is right and wrong. When and until the point where both parents are in agreement on what is the right way of raising the children together, the relationship goes very well and badly when they disagree.
I love because, I think I understand exactly what you mean by the last line, that it goes right when you agree and it goes wrong or badly when you disagree. Even though my husband and I don't have children together, the agreement and the disagreement drama with his children from his previous marriage has already taken place. So it will be interesting to see how things are going to go when we have our own children. I wonder if we will still be back in the counter-dependent stage or not. I don't know if this is my own way of trying to excuse the situation, because I feel like if there is another parent on the other side, outside of what you are trying to build, it has a great impact on the situation. There are two homes with different value systems. Then there is yourself and your husband or your wife in your own home trying to combine your own value systems. So therefore, I feel the children can get frustrated, stressed in the process of trying to keep up with all of this. And out of curiosity, can couples completely pass the stage when they have had the experience that I've had with my husband and his children? Or are we still going to go back to the counter-dependent stage when we have our own children?
Before we went there, I wanted to take one step back to what you said about the children. And I was wondering, but this theory obviously has to be tested. What if the disagreement doesn't sit between your values and your husband's, but between the children's and yours? Is he treating his children differently or exactly on the way that you would like him to treat your ones when they arrive?
You're onto something, Kings. It could be between me and the children, and I'll observe it further, but it does ring true.
If you want your relationship to work, you have to put the seemingly obvious under the microscope and check if it's true or false. You have to separate the wheat from the chaff. This is the vase and this is the seed. Actually, systemic family constellations enable you to do exactly this. Because while you are in a constellation, you take an observing position, which makes it easier for you to sort through what is really important and what is not. Where you are giving too much importance and attention to something that is not so important. Now, back to your previous question. Can a couple be brought back to this stage even if they've moved on to the next one? As a couple, to be able to grow beyond the counter-dependent stage, you have to be able to accept that it is okay to have different views and make contradicting decisions in a relationship. The differences don't have to mean the breakdown of the relationship. Communicating about the differences is the key to keep the relationship going.
Aha, thank you for that. Because people really need to work on themselves when it comes to accepting differences. You mentioned that different views don't have to mean the breakdown of the relationship. And usually, when you have not worked on being comfortable with people having different opinions or different views from those, you almost feel like they're fighting with you or they're against you, and you end up creating a war out of nothing. So I like that point. The previous episode, we also touched on the fact that the differences are there to help the couple and the relationship grow. That's why you choose somebody who's different from you, because you want to evolve and transform. We always say that the relationship development stages also link to the inner child development stage. Could some of the differences and feelings that couples experience with each other be taking them back to their childhood?
Yes, I believe they do. Maybe I'm not fully getting your question, but everything that happens with you takes you back to your childhood. A long, long time ago, we talked about how you look at everything that is happening at present through the lenses of your childhood experiences. Remarkably, you create the foundation of your life by the age of 7. You don't even remember as an adult what you put into the category of being good or bad. Yet these experiences become the cornerstone of your life. The counter-dependent stage is a difficult but necessary phase in your relationship because it brings all these hidden beliefs to the surface. The invisible triggers and determining factors of your life become visible, giving you the opportunity to heal what needs to be healed.
You answered my question, so you got it. Thank you. You are still listening to episode 61. The theme for this episode is how to hold on to your relationship in the time of difference. Remember, when you comment, ask questions, like and share our content and links, you help us grow and change lives together. Like us on Facebook and on Instagram.
Systemic family constellation can assist couples to come out of this phase stronger than when they went into it. Why? The systemic work already looks at you as part of your family system. It recognizes that often you are loyal to the faith of the ones who came before you and take on responsibilities that don't belong to you. Sometimes the granddaughter is angry with her husband for no reason, and we end up seeing in the field that this anger towards your husband actually belongs to the grandmother who was mistreated in her marriage. Or a son whose father was not around or passed away and became mom's best friend and support at a young age, cannot be fully available to his life partner until respectfully moves away from mom towards his partner. These are just to mention a few examples.
Just to clarify, Kings, is this loyalty something that one can be aware of without doing the systemic work? Because I know that some people may feel like they know themselves They are aware of themselves, so they wouldn't feel the need to do this work.
I would say it is how you are experiencing it or manifesting it, because one often doesn't want people to know that you have anger issues, let's say, what we talk about or I talked about in the previous part. But if you don't know where the anger is coming from, you often can't heal it, no matter how much you are trying to. Just want to mention here that anger doesn't only manifest in physical violence, but also in irritability or being argumentative. When you work on your anger issues, they often seem to go away, but then keep on coming back. And you don't know where this anger is coming from, but you can feel it overtaking you. Then there is a good chance that this anger is bigger than you, and not all of it belongs to you. In a constellation, you can find the person to whom this overwhelming anger actually belongs to and give back what doesn't belong to you. And yes, there are many other therapies. I find the constellations to achieve results quickly and effectively. What is unique to the method of the constellation is that it is looking at you as part of the system, which means not everything that happens with you is only your responsibility. Normally, what is looked at in other therapies as the cause of your problems are what you have done wrong or what bad things happened to you. But what if this bad thing didn't happen to you? What if it didn't start with you? The beauty of the constellations is that your experience happens on every level. You see it, feel it, understand it, and the release also happens on every level. Isn't it time to start to see yourself as a gift to your family system?
Even if you're a person who's already doing other forms of therapies. With systemic family constellation work, what I found that it is amazing to feel that being in your family system is a gift. Standing in your position and knowing that you are not the anger, if it's the anger that you struggle with or whatever it is, you are not that. You're also not alone. You've got support in the ones who came before you. It also reveals that the anger can go back, generations and generations before you. And you can also, take it back through the ones who came before you to where it belongs in the system. During the session, you can feel that your system is supporting you. You are not alone, because usually when you go through something, you can easily feel alone and carry the burden on your own.
Yes, and it is good to know that from your family system, there is always, always support available to you, even if you didn't experience it while you were growing. Now, going back to the counter-dependent stage of your relationship, I would like to repeat something from the previous episode. That when, as a couple, you have reached a state of really working on becoming one unit, you must know that the relationship's future depends on how you manage to plan and work together when you reach this stage. The counter-dependent stage means that all the big questions must be answered as a couple. All decisions in life that are not made as a couple and based on mutual agreement will put the relationship through a forging fire. The decisions are no longer made by one person. The success and development of the relationship very much depends on how you are able to navigate through this stage of the relationship.
The counter-dependent stage helps couples learn to work as a team and face the big questions about their lives together. And we know that it can be overwhelming at times, but we hope our episode can help you navigate the stage better. This is all we have for this episode, and this is the best place to end this episode. If this episode has touched you in any way, please do share it with the next person.
Thank you for your contribution in helping us to be chosen into the top 10 South Africa Family Podcasts by Feedspot. Join our monthly virtual connection circle every first Tuesday evening of the month. To receive your link, subscribe on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or check for updates on our socials at Unique Yet Connected.
In the next episode, we will still continue to explore the natural stages of a romantic relationship.
If you feel like you are experiencing limiting patterns or relationship issues and would like to have an individual session, book a family constellation session with us on our website www.uniqueyetconnected.com or on our socials, Facebook or Instagram. Our handle on both platforms is @UniqueYetConnected.
A big thank you to you, dear listener, for listening to our episode, and to Nick Mons from That Guy Productions for making us sound fabulous and on point. We are taking a break for December, and we know that you are too. Please do take this time to connect with yourself and with your loved ones. Episode 62 is in 4 weeks' time from now. Tune in on the 5th of January 2025 from 10 a.m. South African Standard Time. For links and updates, stay tuned to our Facebook and on Instagram @Unique Yet Connected. Unique spelled YOUNIQUE. Stay unique, stay connected, and remember you are one of a kind, and we can only create a really meaningful podcast together. This is our last episode for 2024. We wish you a prosperous festive season and a happy new year. Siyabulela, Kosono. Let's connect again in 2025.
See you in 2025. Yabulela Kusunam. Thank you.